Hello, you lovely people. This is Niho from Niho Models and Art, and in this video, following the introduction series into your first model with the Tamiya Panther, we're going to look at basic techniques of gluing the model together. I know for seasoned modelers this won't be of any interest, but if it's your first model or are you just getting into the hobby, I think these points could be interesting for you. I've prepared some parts because these are some common things that will show up when you glue together your first model. We're going to use the Tamiya extra thin plastic cement, and we will start with the back plate of the Panther. So you see we've got 4 parts we want to glue on the back plate. Now you see these little holes that help you to put the piece into place. It snaps right in and stays pretty much there. In my view, when there are holes to put pieces into the right places, you've got 2 options to glue them together. The first option would be just turn it around and put some glue on the little knobs there, and this will hold the pieces together. That's one thing. The other thing you could do is simply put some glue on the seam lines, and this will also hold them together. Important to notice, sometimes I do it like this, sometimes I do it like that. They're going to hold together either way, but for advanced techniques, when you do something like panel lining, where you put a little bit of darker color in recessed parts of the model, it would be better if you glue them together on these lines. An important thing to know about cement is that the cement, unlike water, has no surface tension. So if you put some glue on a model, there won't be like a little bubble or something. It will pull itself right into recesses. So that's to notice. And also, if you glue parts together, you want to glue them, you want to put glue everywhere where the 2 parts, for example, meet. Like when you put this part on, where do they meet? They meet down here and they meet up here. So you put glue on both of these parts. How would you do that? First, I'm going to put some glue here. Put the parts together. Come on, snap in. Now it's snapped in. Up there, there's already glue. And then just put a little bit of glue down here. It will crawl into the recesses, and in about a minute or 2, these parts will be together firmly. One thing to notice, how long does it take for the glue to dry? Well, if we're talking about that the pieces are just put into place and won't come off easily when you shake it or something like that, this can happen in a few seconds. But completely, if you want the glue completely dry, you will have to wait for about, like it always says, 24 hours. Not always necessary, but if you want it completely dry, that's how long it's going to take. Another important thing to keep in mind is you should dry fit your pieces. What do I mean when I say dry fitting? Dry fitting means put them into place first without any glue on. So you see how they fit, if they fit. Sometimes when you got holes on models, especially when the instructions tell you to drill the holes yourself, you will have to drill the hole, then fit the part into place and see if it really fits. So if possible, always do a dry fit first. That's like the most basic on how to apply glue. Then we're going to talk, because you're going to encounter this a lot with tanks, because they have gun barrels. They need somewhere to shoot their ammo out. So if you put like 2 pieces together, you see there's always this little opening. Yeah, they don't fit together that nicely. So how do I glue them together? Most of the times I start at the top, put just some glue on the inside and then press it together. This is often enough. So you've got the tip of the barrel glued together, and then what I do, for example, I just separate the parts, if I can get it now here, and then I put some glue here inside. Just put it inside on both sides. And most of the times this is enough to fit your barrel together. Always make sure the two pieces align, put some pressure on it, and in a few seconds it should be glued together. Please notice that this is the most basic technique of fitting like barrels together. Some modelers don't like two-part barrels. There's a big aftermarket for like real aluminum barrels that are cast from one piece, because what you're always going to get is these little knobs from when you cut it off the sprue. I'll make a whole video about how to get rid of them and also how to eliminate these little cracks or openings that will remain in your barrel. There is some techniques where you put a lot of glue or put some glue on them and then you sand it down with special sandpaper to make the barrel smooth. But for now we're just going to glue them together. Really simple, and you see it's already holding into place. So that's for the barrel. Next I wanted to talk about when you have to glue together bigger parts, like for hulls or turrets. And there we have three big parts. Let's put them here. For our turret for the Panther. Always check the instructions which part to put first. But now we're going to have the back plate of the turret, and as you can see, yeah, this doesn't fit very well. This fits very loosely. So use the instructions, or as you can see, it got some little knobs here that hold it into place. You see, that's into place, and then just in the cracks on the back, you're going to apply a little bit of glue. Like I said, the glue pulls itself into the recesses. Then you maybe just adjust it a little bit. No, it doesn't work. Wasn't enough glue. Maybe put some more. Maybe some. This opening and crack. Yeah, now it holds together in place nicely. Notice these Tamiya, these really cheap kits, they don't have the best fit. So you could do a lot of filling with some putty and sanding, but for now this is going to be enough. You see, the piece is held together in place by the glue. Then most of the times you have the turret part where it enters into the hull. And when you want to fit big pieces together, there's always going to be the issue. As you see here, there's a crack. Here it's okay, there's a crack. And here it fits together nicely. You won't be able to avoid that. And if you want to glue some of these big pieces together, you just hold them in place and get a little bit of glue in all the cracks. Like I said, the glue will pull itself into place. Just get that inside. Also here. This will take a bit longer to dry. You can, of course, just keep it in your hands for like a minute and the glue will be starting to dry, and then you have your turret piece. Really easy. One advice I want to give you, if you start working on your model and you've got like a turret with, that's just a base turret, you've got the gun mantlet, the gun that will be put into place, a cupola, and as you see here, some holes for details like hooks. Let that dry for a few minutes, like for 10-20 minutes, and in the meantime work on something else on your model. Because even if they seem to be holding in place, like you shake them, nothing comes off, if you put too much pressure on certain points of the model, the glue, the parts will come loose again. So put that aside, work on something else. Okay, that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to fit and glue together some details. Like I said, these little hooks that are on the tank. I hope you've enjoyed this video and see you next time. Bye bye.